What is going on, guys? You're listening to Wrestling Rocks. I'm Blake Carter, joined by Kyle Lepore, and today we have some news for you. But before we jump into the news, I just want to say one thing. Chris Chaos and myself went to Hurricane Pro Wrestling, and we had here in Beaumont, Texas, and we had a great time. The fans were amazing. The wrestlers were interacting with the crowd. I cannot wait to go back April 23rd. And if I got that date wrong, I am sorry. Shout out to Hurricane Pro. And let's jump into the news. First story will be regarding Roman Reigns and a backup plan for the WrestleMania 32 main event. But let's go into Roman Reigns. There's been reports, very, very public. We made a video about it, saying that Roman Reigns would not be at Monday Night Raw. Well, after we made that report, there's been other reports saying that he is going to be at Monday Night Raw. And then after those reports, more reports came in saying that he was not going to be at Monday Night Raw in Chicago. So, Kyle, what is Roman Reigns going to do? And if he does show up, is it good or bad?
Honestly, I'm not sure what he's going to do because I'm not fully sure on his condition. I think, honestly, he's going to be trying to recover, trying to get there. And also, it would be in WWE's best interest to get him on there because if he doesn't show up, the number one contender is going to look weak, and they can't have that. He's like their top face right now. He's got to look as strong as possible, got to win over the fans somehow, that kind of thing. If he doesn't show up, he's going to get even more hate of being he's not there. So he really needs to be there if he can. I'm hoping he's going to be there to help build his character because they really need to help him right now.
Anyone thinking that his injury is fake, it is not a fake injury. He did have surgery on his nose. It's not a kayfabe. And the backup plan for WrestleMania 32 is if he cannot recover from this injury. And this is coming from WWF Old School. They go on to say, if Roman Reigns is not able to recover in time for his nose surgery, and again, which was a legitimate surgery, not a kayfabe, WWE will book Ambrose to win the title from Triple H at RoadBlock, and then defend it against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. So this is their backup plan. What does this mean if that happens? Does it make the main event a lot better, or does it make the main event not as exciting? I'm personally not excited for the main event at WrestleMania 32, and I'm going. I am more excited to see Shane McMahon kill himself than I am to see Roman Reigns versus Triple H. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm not sure whether it's Roman Reigns against Triple H or whether it's Brock Lesnar against Dean Ambrose. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I could see if Roman Reigns can't make it and they do end up doing the backup plan of Dean Ambrose winning and facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think, honestly, that'll go over better with the fans because Ambrose is a better face at the moment. The people love him, even though he's not getting the push that he honestly could deserve. He's a much better face. And then Lesnar as an amazing heel, I guess you could say. It'd be an amazing feud. They could build it really well. It already has a lot built around it. And then Roman Reigns could still come back and have a match still against Triple H at WrestleMania, not for the title. But, I mean, they can still have a match and still tear the house down. So I still think, honestly, I would prefer the backup plan, to be honest with you. I think it would still go great. The fans would love it even more than Roman Reigns and Triple H going for the title. So, yeah, I'm definitely for the backup plan.
I think if the backup plan happens, Brock Lesnar would be a lot happier because he is not happy with what he is doing. But if I could see him, okay, well, I'm going up for the title. But the question is who wins the title at WrestleMania? Would it be Brock Lesnar or Dean Ambrose? And when Roman Reigns when he comes back, it leaves even more questions because there's rumors that Seth Rollins is 4 months ahead of schedule with his ACL and MCL injury, and then you have Roman Reigns come back. What if Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins come back on the same day? You have a triple threat match, the Shield versus each other for the title. That's just a thought. That's for a different show, though. So, Moving on, we're going back into Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. And this is coming from WrestlingNewsSource.com. And they say, debut plans for Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, who were originally planned to make their debut in NXT, are now scheduled for the main roster, WWE roster. According to PWIinsider.com, additionally, they are also set to use the Balor Club name and logo, or perhaps the Bulletproof name that they have been teasing recently. So, since he's going to be on the main roster, and let's say they use the Balor Club, does this mean Finn Balor is going to be moved up to the main roster? And we did touch on this in a video earlier in the week, or last week. And, we had mixed feelings about it. Kyle reported on that. So, does this mean Finn Balor gets moved up, Kyle?
I mean, it would be in their best interest to bring out Finn Balor. But one thing you said, though, them using either Balor Club or Bulletproof, they should definitely not use Balor Club. Finn Balor can use that as his own personal thing. If they use that as the faction name, if they end up bringing up Finn Balor and then forming Bullet Club with them three, they should not call it Balor Club, of course. They should call it Bulletproof, since Bullet Club is already in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think, honestly, if Doc Gallows and Carlos, since they're going to be on the main roster, they honestly really need to move up Finn Balor. It would be an amazing thing, a three-man group. It could be a faction. You could have Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson even take the tag team titles, and then Finn Balor take the IC title, US title, WWE title, anything. It could be a faction that has the gold, like a faction like Evolution, for example. It would be great. I would love to see it. They could be called Bulletproof, like I said before, and it would go honestly amazing. They need to move Finn Balor up, though, to make it a perfect unit.
Triple H has also came and said that he is not wanting this to happen because he wants Finn Balor to stay on the NXT roster while he's holding the title, and for that way he can go at NXT Dallas and take over the title match, and then so that also leaves up more rumors. Does that mean Finn Balor will lose the title and get moved up after NXT Dallas? But that's for another story. So next on the storyline is injuries. More injuries and injuries, 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 and injuries. And this is coming from WrestlingNews.com, and this is from a house show last week, and this is what all the injuries. Emma suffered a stinger and may have been knocked out for a second after taking a kick to the head from Asuka in the opener of that night at NXT live event in Cleveland. The referee took the decision to call the match. She's fully doing okay. So, Tomasa Ciampa? I don't know.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa, thank you. Is also at the same event appeared to suffer a shoulder injury after taking the Shatter Machine from NXT Tag Team Champions The Revival or Dash and Dawson. Officials had to help him to the back. In addition, the WWE's Divas Champion Charlotte suffered an injury in Minneapolis. Her match with Becky Lynch was stopped after about 2 minutes when Lynch hit Charlotte in the face with a knee. Charlotte was taken to the back while the blood in the ring was cleared. It was originally thought that she may have suffered a broken nose, but she has since tweeted she is all good on her Twitter account. At the same event, Sheamus was busted open after taking a moonsault from Kalisto. So, obviously Charlotte is okay. God bless the injuries, huh? Emma being knocked out. Dash and Dawson possibly messing up someone's shoulder. A lot of news. A lot of injuries. Any last thoughts, Kyle?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous on those house shows how just 4 separate people got injured. I don't know how that is. But, I mean, like we touched on earlier, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson coming to the main roster. Definitely keep your eyes peeled on the upcoming Raw. One of them to come see them. Hopefully they get to debut, all that kind of stuff. Seeing what happens with RoadBlock. You'll see that on shows coming up. Definitely can't wait to talk about that more.
In my opinion, they need to slow down on house shows. But, I mean, obviously that won't happen. But
they need to make money.
Before we sign off, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night for the Monday Night Raw review. That Tuesday, we will be having the RoadBlock show, and that will be us discussing, not going into detail and not doing any predictions, but discussing the RoadBlock match card because that is going next Saturday. Thursday will be the next big thing. Saturday, we will have the RoadBlock pre-show, either Friday or Saturday. We will have the RoadBlock pre-show, and then Saturday after RoadBlock, we will have the RoadBlock after show. Chris Chaos might make an appearance. I don't know, not 100% yet. But it has been reported that RoadBlock will be 3 hours long. So, be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Wrestling Rocks. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com. Go to search bar, Wrestling Rocks with a side of geek. And again, for Kyle Lepore, I'm Blake Carter. You're listening to Wrestling Rocks. Until next time, peace.